Hey there, superstars. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And I'm coming to you with a message that you might think this is weird. Like, what is that thing behind Vanessa? I've actually been doing a bunch of filming for my 28-day extraordinary relationship challenge. And I've just come off at the high because I've been recording and talking so much about the stuff that I'm super passionate about. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I better get on top of shooting you guys a Facebook Live. And I wanted to talk about some funny experiences that I've been having all day today. And it's the reason why I have titled today's Facebook Live message, "The fact that anyone can talk the talk, but make sure that they're actually walking the walk." Okay, so today, you guys know I've got an upcoming live event that I'm going to be doing. It's in 30 days from now. And I picked the date on my birthday because I felt like, what better gift could I give myself than the gift of doing what I'm really aspiring to do, which is to run live events. So I get to do what I love to do and connect with people in the flesh and take them through transformation in a meaningful way, right? Anyway, not going down that realm right now, but I've been talking to some people in terms of the structure that I might need in order to actually get the message out, in order to do what I want to do and get bums on seats in my hometown in Melbourne. Most of you guys and most of my clients actually aren't in Australia. But I just thought, well, I'm here in Australia. Melbourne's my hometown. It's my birthday. Maybe I just do it there, right? And I just that's how I roll. I just kind of randomly roll like that. And now I'm kind of like, okay, what's the structure? What do I really need? And I'm talking to a couple of different people to kind of help me identify like what is it that I need to make happen in order to get, a bunch of amazing human beings in that room and all that sort of stuff, right? So turns out it's a little bit more technical and challenging than what I was expecting when I'm just like, yeah, for my birthday, give myself that gift, right? Kind of giving myself a little bit of a headache. But what's happened today is I've been talking to a couple of different people who can offer to kind of help me to kind of go, this is what you need to do, boom, 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 I take all the action. And the couple of people that I've spoken to today have been brilliant salesmen, but not really walking their talk. And I want to talk to you about the experience that I've had so that you can look at your own life. And ultimately what this comes down to is having a level of trust and belief in yourself that doesn't get outshadowed and outweighed by people who can talk a big game, okay? I've had plenty of experiences down this path before, and so I kind of want to give you guys a heads up, and I kind of want you to just kind of have more integrity with yourself when you're dealing with people who might not have the integrity in terms of what they're trying to sell you into, okay? So, oh God, I've been burned a couple of times, but today, I've got a funny setup going on here. You're just on my laptop on my phone. But what happened to me today is I had a couple of different conversations. The first one happened this morning, and I was talking to this guy who was, an expert running a company in terms of Facebook advertising, all this sort of stuff, and somebody amazing in my life who kind of was trying to make some connections for me, kind of got this connection and got this guy to call me and talking to him, and I was just kind of asking him a few technical questions about how they do it and what they do and is it like this, and he was kind of talking in this weird way and saying all this different stuff, and I was like, oh, that's weird, like I didn't know it worked that way, that must be something new, I don't know, like, and I was just curious and really interested to see like what they would need from me. And anyway, we go through this whole conversation and I'm getting a little bit confused, but I don't want to just pretend like I'm getting it. So I'm asking a few more questions, and by the end of this draining conversation, he actually admitted to me that he doesn't actually do this stuff himself. And I actually had taught him something about the very thing he's trying to sell me into, right? And so that was the first red flag. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I really want to trust this person. I really want to find this person who I'm like, boom, like, you know your stuff. I can't wait to go on this next journey with you. But I was alerting him to stuff that he didn't know. And then he'd gone through this whole spiel of talking a big talk, but actually not walking a great walk, right? So that was a first red flag, and that was with this particular person, right? Later on that day, I've recently, as you guys know, I'm always immersing myself in different courses. I recently purchased another course, and with the course came a coaching session, right? A coaching session. So I had that lined up today, and had a great call with somebody who was able to give me some feedback on some great stuff, and nothing totally new, but just was good to have that conversation and get some more clarity within myself. And of course, I kind of knew it was coming, like, what's the sell point? And, this person was, talking to me and trying to kind of convince me to purchase a program very similar to stuff I've already got and already kind of gone through, and not really in alignment with exactly what I'm after right here, right now, although I'm sure it was super valuable content. But the thing was, like, he went on this real sales pitch about, who have you been learning from and what have you been doing? And I gave him some names, and he's like, oh, you've got more Facebook followers than that person, and you've got more this than that person. Like, what I'm trying to sell you is something like, way above that. That's just like, that's nothing, right? And something just felt kind of off, and he was really trying to pressure me in terms of making the sale on the call. And if I've learned anything about myself, it's ultimately that I shouldn't be rushing into decisions, right? I always used to do that. I still kind of do it a little bit, right? And put that pressure and maybe make some poor choices. And where my best decisions come from is going, okay, I'm going to gather all that information. Then I'm going to have some time to process that within myself and think it through, so I'm not feeling pressured. Maybe have somebody who's a mutual third party that I can brainstorm some ideas and just kind of talk it out with. And then from there, I'm going to make a confident decision either way. But he's in a sales role, and he's like trying to add more bonuses. He's like trying to take my credit card details. He's saying he can't get on any more calls with me, and like I can't go through with it unless I make this decision right here, right now, and blah, blah, blah. And then trying to put this spin on it, like I'm not good at making decisions, and if I want to be a good coach, I've got to be able to coach my clients into making a decision right here, right now. No, right? Like this kind of behavior and this kind of like, flipping it around on people, like to me, like as this guy was really trying to do this stuff, I started searching who he was, and he's like trying to bring other people down based on their level of growth in their business. And he's even less connections and less followings and all the stuff that he was criticizing about other people. He was even less than that, right? So I've had this kind of day where I've been engaging with a lot of different people who are awesome at talking a good game, right? Awesome at connecting, but you've really got to be careful. And like I said, I've been burnt a few times on this, right? So I can see it, I can sense it, and I ain't going there, and I'm trusting in myself. I'm having higher levels of integrity with myself than in trusting what they're trying to push on me. And this happened to me right in the beginning when I first started going out on my own 2 years ago. When I first set up my business on my own, previous to that, I was, working with my partner. So I've been doing what I do for 6 years. But 2 years ago, when I was really going to invest big time in a coach, they really tried to pressure me in this way, and it turned me off. And it allowed me to see what was kind of going on and how people weren't having that alignment. They were just getting in sales, just talking a good talk, but actually not walking the walk. And if somebody looked into my business and how I run things, they'd probably go, and I've had many people say this to me, what, you weren't making the sale there? And yeah, okay, like I'm not a salesperson. I trust in the people that I connect with. If I add value and if it resonate, my phone is not liking this setup. But if I resonate, and I like to sell from my heart, you know, connect with authenticity. And if it's a connection, it's a connection. And I'm not going to pressure somebody into a decision that's only going to, you know, turn them off or put them on edge. And actually that is not helping somebody believe in themselves and make their best decisions ever either, right? Got to give people the options. And if you're going to talk a big talk, you better be walking the walk, right? So I hope that me going on and on and on about this is actually of value to you guys, and it can just make you think another second, right? Plenty of salesmen out there, plenty of people who want to sell you into something. So trust in that internal sense. Yeah, there's times where you're letting fear take over and you're not making a big decision that's going to be valuable for you. Definitely. I get that, right? But there are also other times where you just need to trust in your own processes. And this is a big part of the work that I do. Unbeknownst to this guy who I was dealing with today, who was trying to push me into a decision, he doesn't know that I work with personality psychology. He doesn't know that I know how my particular brain is wired. He doesn't know that I know my key strength in decision making. I know the cognitive function that I use to make my best decisions. And because he doesn't know that, he's trying to pressure me to do something that goes against what I know to be right for me, and that's not going to work. Most people don't have that self-knowledge. Most people are putting their, trusting in that external authority more than they're trusting in themselves, right? So you've got to go to town in terms of identifying who you are, how you're wired. You know, that's a huge part of the work that I do. And, you know, when you know that stuff about you, you will no longer get disempowered and stood over by people who are not really having your best interests at heart, right? They're trying to sell you into something. They're looking after their own back pocket. And I'm not trying to be negative with this. I'm just trying to be realistic, because I'm very idealistic and I trust everybody. And I've been burned a couple of times, and because I'm learning about myself, I can actually move in the direction that is most empowering to me. So I encourage you guys to do the same. And I need to stop talking, and I definitely want to check in with you guys, and then I got to get back to filming. I've got so much more to do. I've done so much. I love what I do. All right, got to get back to it. So let me know, where in the world are you tuning in from? Have you got any questions or comments or words of wisdom that you'd love to share? I'd love to hear from you. We've got Slogan and Yvonne and Steve and Ram and Savula and Julie and Gregory and Edgar and Kiminari and Cruant. Thank you so much for your kind compliment. And Avinash, I do not ever reply on Facebook Messenger. You are totally right. It just gets overcrowded with messages that aren't particularly inspiring and aren't what I'm there to do. So if you guys have an important message that you would like to get to me, you want to connect on a really meaningful level where I can support you in any way to discover, develop, and deliver your genius, or, you know, connect in a higher plane, then please send me an email at vanessa@vanessajanepatrick.com. If you send me messages on Messenger, if you send me pictures I don't want to see, I ain't ever going to open them. And if you're just shooting highs or whatever, just random stuff, like, I'm just not going to get there. But I would love to connect with you on a deep and meaningful way. So shoot me an email if that's your intention. I love that. And Kruan, thank you so much. Yes, my green backdrop. It's so much fun because I use these virtual backgrounds in my recordings. And so you need a green screen for that. So I love it. Bit of fun. And Clyde, thank you so much for your kind compliment there. And Emma's here, and Josie and Yvonne. What company? They all seem to do it nowadays. I actually don't even know the name, and I don't really want to publicly shame them, but if you are, Yvonne, in my position as well, and maybe you're looking at these different companies, then reach out and I'd be happy to share with you personally, and we can have a chat about that. But I know, and it's like they're all trying to teach you to be a salesman or woman, right? And it's just... It's not authentic. There are authentic ways of helping people to come to the right decision that is for them. And it's not always about the same old strategy, selling somebody into something that you personally don't even have any experience with, or you're not getting great results from. Like that's not a good fit, right? So I love that, Yvonne. And Geet is here, and Abhishek. And Geet, thank you so much for your kind compliments. Love having you here. And Filippo and Manoj, yes, you said right, but the matter is that how to recognize the person who can walk with us in any condition when time is the worst or against us. Yeah, so let me try and pick up the pieces of what I think you're saying to me. How can we recognize the type of person who will walk with us no matter what? And no matter, okay, so what I would say is that you getting clarity over who you are. So the first step is you building a great relationship with yourself, the kind that, you know, you generate a belief within yourself that you can and will handle any inevitable challenge that comes your way. From that place, you can enter a relationship with anybody from an empowered stance, right? You're not like trying to find somebody who's going to make life all better and, you know, be reliant on external source, because that just makes you susceptible and vulnerable to people who could take advantage of you, right? So the first step is to always become that kind of person that you want walking beside you, right? And when you can become that kind of person, you recognize, you have a great filter in terms of the kind of people who are trying to pull wool over your eyes and the other kind of people who are absolutely authentically there for you, all right? So you kind of, because everything outside of you is just a mirror and reflection of what's going on inside of you, you need to start there. And when you have integrity with yourself, you'll see integrity in other people and where people are lacking that integrity. That's my quick, short answer for you, Manoj, and I so appreciate you being here, and I hope that that was of help. And Joey's here, and Joe, and Keza, and Kerry Ann. Awesome to see each and every one of you guys. I hope that today's message has been valuable to you. I hope it's made sense, and I hope it's hit home, and I hope that it will instill a little bit more empowerment within you to actually back yourself. And when something feels off, you know, do your research. Don't get pressured into different things. And everyone's a salesman, right? Everybody can talk a good talk, but are they really walking the great walk? Okay, so as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, and that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has obviously served you. That's my hope, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. And Manoj, you are so welcome, my friend. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody who could join me live. Much, much love to you guys, and drop me any questions or comments if you have them. And don't forget to grab your free guide, the relationship breakdown cycle that I created for you guys. If you haven't already, it's waiting there for you. And definitely, if you do want to come to a live event, I've got my first one coming up in Melbourne. Totally terrified, but absolutely excited to make it happen. Big ask because it's only 30 days away. Oh well. It'll be fun. It'll be brilliant. I'm going to bring my best, and I hope to see you there. And Katrina's here as well. And Yvonne, have a good night. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And where do we get the guide? The link is just up above this video. So in the description, you will see it is the relationship breakdown cycle. Get that for free. And I've got a bunch of other stuff coming out for you guys over the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Can't wait to share it with you. And much love to you, Nikki. Hope you guys who are just catching the recording just catching me live now will catch the recording, get a ton of value from it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love.